Now I want to just show really quickly what's cool about Fleet as an MDM. So here we're looking at the details for my laptop. We can see lots of the base information about the laptop, how much disk is available, what operating system is installed, my serial number, IP addresses, the users that are installed, the software that's installed, along with information about which pieces of software are vulnerable and what's been used recently, the queries that Fleet's running on the device, and the compliance of the device with policies defined in my organization. So here to dive into the actual MDM capability, let's look at this. So the automatic update downloads are not enabled on this device. Well, we can look at the macOS settings that are applied. Looks like we don't have any configuration profiles set up for that. So we'll pop up our iMazing profile editor, and I've got a profile configured to turn on automatic updates. So I'm going to save that profile, and I'm going to add that to my Git repo and do a git commit. So I'll make the commit, I'll push it up to GitHub, and then let's switch over to GitHub to take a look at what's going on here. So when I refresh the actions workflow, I've got a GitHub action set up automatically when the push happens to apply the new profiles to the Fleet instance. Now, probably in a production scenario, what you would want to do is have this work only after the pull request has been merged. But in this case, for the demo, we're making it work a bit quicker and doing it right when the commit has been pushed. So what we're seeing is we install the Fleet Control command line tool, and then we run the Fleet Control apply command. So that's actually done already. So now if we switch back over to here and we refresh the page, we see that the turn on automatic updates profile has actually already been applied. So that happens super quick. Now our policy is still showing that it failed, and I'll note that by default these policies update every hour. So this was last updated about 23 minutes ago. Let's run a refetch on that. And we see that the policy is now succeeding. So we can see both the check that the policy has been applied via profile and the double check that we actually verified through an Osquery query that the policy is happening. Now, while looking at this, I think it might also be interesting to take a look at the other ways that policies can be used. So for example, let's say that we've decided it's an organizational policy that you can't use Microsoft Teams. So let's go for a select from apps where the name is like Microsoft Teams. And we can try running this policy just to see how it's working. So I'm going to target my own host there. And we'll see what the results look like. So actually we've written this policy to check that Teams is installed. So let's fix up the policy. try running it again. So now we've got the right policy because I actually do have Teams installed on this machine. So let's save this policy. And we'll provide resolution steps for the end user of the device. We'll say that this checks on macOS, and this isn't a critical policy. So we save the policy, and now if we come back over to my host, and we do a refetch again, this would update every hour on its own. Then we see again the device is failing a policy. Now what I want to do is show you what this looks like actually for the end user. So right now we see me logged in as myself here in Fleet. Let me open an incognito window and show you what it looks like for the end user. So they see up here Fleet Desktop and information about their device. If they click on this, they see almost the same view as what I was seeing there, and they can see the failing policy as well and the remediation instructions for that. So please uninstall Teams. Now if I were to uninstall Microsoft Teams as the end user, I could then do a refetch just like we saw before that the admin does and know that things were resolved there. Of course, like most MDMs, there's also lots of great rolled up information here. We've got segmentation across different groups of hosts through the Teams features, and we can also manage who has access to which hosts by controlling the permissions on a global basis or on a per team basis. So it's a really powerful set of controls that you have. We can enforce macOS updates with nudge, and of course we can apply the disk encryption settings and any other custom profiles that we like. So if we don't want to use the GitOps workflow, we can also just come in here to delete the profiles or upload new profiles.